Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. Today's subject is the most unique knives in my knife collection. All these knives are knives that I reach for when I want to show someone something different. From the jaded knife person to the new person just getting into knives, or the person I want to bore, but has been willing to come down to my lair and be shown my knives. These are knives that I want to show them because they are different and they're not what they're expecting. So that is the theme for this video. Like, what are some of my go-to knives that I show people because I know that it'll get a reaction out of them in some way or form. But first, I'd like to ask you guys to please comment. Really helps the channel. Like, subscribe, and a big shout out. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. So, this is no particular order. These, I said again, are just knives that I know are going to be different. So first off, this is different. It is very large too. I think it's like 9 inches long, 8 3/4, something like that. Looks pretty plain. Hey, look at that. What's that? Oh, hey, look, it's got some rust on it. Interesting. I wonder if I can get that off. Oh, yeah, that rubs off. I didn't even know that had rust on it. All right, so here we go. This is the Civivi. Ooh, blanking on the name. RS71, something like that. Dagger. This thing is long, and it's a dagger, and it is pretty freaking awesome. The action on it is great. The thumb studs are fine for deploying it as well. And actually, this guard up here, you can flip it open that way. So it's also a fidget toy. So I can show people, like, how many different ways you can deploy it, right? From finger flick to thumb flick, all that. It's just a liner lock. Cool, interesting colors. I think it comes in other color combinations too, but I like this one. Sometimes I like to pick the more unique stuff that kind of stand out. And you'll see that in some of the other knives I've picked. It's because it just looks cool, right? And this definitely has that strange look. Now, this wouldn't be necessarily the first strange knife I would hand to someone, especially if they don't know about knives, because I don't want to scare them away with a dagger. But more of a jaded type person, I definitely show this knife to them. Pretty darn cool, right? All right. Automatic knives, they just became legal in my state 2 Christmases ago, so I can legally carry this now. This is a Microtech. I think they even have a plant here in Pennsylvania somewhere in the middle. And this is the Stitch. This is the automatic version, and the blade shape is this awesome. And one of the reasons why I like to give it to them is because this thing snaps out, and it gives you, it's not only a unique shape and very aggressive looking type knife, but it kicks, man. It just kicks. Oh, I mean, it's like a freaking horse. You can choke up really nicely there, right? This is definitely a man's knife. This is, this feels good in the hand. This makes you feel protected. Yeah. And then no particular order. The Faxer. I like it. It looks regular, right? It looks interesting. I mean, what's this thing here? It's got a isotope vial in there. If I turn off a light, that would start glowing. Like, what is this? Well, the cool thing about this, of course, you probably already know, it's all magnetic, and it makes this wonderful sound. Let's see if I can get it to if you can hear it. Yeah, nice sheep's foot. It's got this interesting lock, magnetic detent, magnetic lock, interesting way to open it. Got carbon fiber on the side. This is just a fun knife to learn how to flick, and it's just cool. Yeah, I personally enjoy that. I feel like it's a part of knife history. Brian Winters, Winter Blade Co. Awesome knife. When I hand this to someone, they smile immediately. This thing is so giant. I can't even express how heavy this is. 2 giant slabs of titanium. It's got to weigh like 8 ounces, okay? I mean, just huge, right? Huge knife. And then when they open it, I mean, it's just ridiculous. This thing brings a smile to my face every single time. Can you imagine Edie seeing this guy and being like, someone's like, oh, I need to open a box. You pull this out. It's also S35V, and this is the like deluxe version. This is artisan cutlery knife designed by Dirk Pinkelton. They make a cheap version. I think they make like a $65 version of this knife, but on top of, especially for the jaded people, showing them a knife like this, and you're like, that is so impractical. It is, and yet you're smiling and you can't put it down. So that's a fun knife in my collection. Next, let's talk about this guy here. Look at this little fixed blade. It is so cute. It's the Micro Canadian for Bark River Knives in 3V. It's super small, and I stick this. It's got this little sheath here. I don't wear it on my belt. That would be a little ridiculous, I think. But what I do is I just stick the whole thing in my pocket, and then I have a little blade, and it's good for sharpening a pencil at work or doing little cuts when I'm doing carpentry and stuff like that. I actually had to put on a lanyard here, but it's just so small and so cute. Bark River. Yeah. I like this one too, and I like the color combination. I was really lucky to be able to pick this one up. Next, speaking of automatics, we've got the ProTech. I love ProTech. This is the Albemarle button here. This is a Way of Knife EDC Gearhouse exclusive. They do these every now and then with a midnight blue here. I love ProTech, but this one kicks too. Their action on these, their spring on this is just intensely good, and this is designed by Les George. Ooh, nice amount of kick. You got to tell people you got to hold on to this. It's the Rockeye. Really nice. I have a full collection of ProTechs, but if I want to impress someone, I show them this guy because it's just super sexy and nice. This is more of a dress knife. I don't really carry this around to do a lot of work with, but yeah, a lot of fun, and it kicks so well. Another knife that's very unique, and a lot of people, most people have never seen this, is a gravity knife. It's always fun to show people their first gravity knife, and this is the original one. I think it was a Smoky Mountain edition, and I got this fat carbon. It's serial number 30, May 2022, and the gravity knife, paratrooper knife. You open it like that, slides out, locks, and now when you hold it and you squeeze it, it's just a cool knife. Also, this is a hollow grind Tonto shape to it. Elmax, a lot of fun fidget toy, makes a great sound. People always like this, although they usually mess up opening it and they squeeze too soon, and so the blade can get a little, when you show it to new people, they'll squeeze right there while it's not quite open, and they can mess up the edge, but whatever. Yeah, really cool little knife to show people. Illegal almost everywhere in every state, but a lot of fun. And then you've got this guy here. This is the Pulsar from Kunwu. I love Kunwu, and I love this black finish and this colorways. It just looks really nice with this purple scale here. This is Elmax, but the polished DLC just gives it this extra classy touch to it. I just love this knife, and I actually also have the Django as well, and I love this blade shape. So it's a toss up between this one and this one, which one I will show them, but these just scream awesome knife. They just do. And I like to show them this, so yeah. Next, this guy, the Chavez 229. This is I had a custom work done on this. It was totally DLC coated, but it was laser done with the sugar skeletons, and they also finished off and they bronzed the hardware and the back spacer and the clip. And this is the Kickstop edition. It's got this nice Tonto here. This knife just, getting the Way of Knife guys, EDC Gearhouse, to add this customization to it. And they didn't have anything like this on their website, so I just kind of asked them. I bought their package. I think it was $110. And yeah, I was just, this is just, it just looks really nice. And it kicks too, like this Kickstop, when you push it down, or when you engage it, it just kicks out there. It's just so nice. Hollow grind. Really awesome to show people that too. Oh, look. The magnet in here is sticking to my knife. So Spyderco PM2. This is a build I did. Basically the blade is the original part of this, and maybe the liner's on here, but I added the Lotus scales, the nice clip from Lynch Clip, the compression made easy, the hardware. It just feels, and this is S90V. So for the more jaded guys handing them this knife, yeah, it is heavy or whatever, but it's darn sexy looking, and it's my favorite build. Super proud of this, and it's not something you see every day as a build like this. So definitely something I like to show people, to show how classy a Spyderco can look. And then I've saved two fixed blades for last. This is the GNS, kind of a combination combat knife slash backwoods knife. And this is from LT Wright, High Saber Grind. I got this from the Redwall. I just like the way it feels. Got black liners, red micarta, feels really good in the hand. It just, again, looks super sexy to me. I just like the way that this grind looks and everything about it. It's definitely a knife that I like to show people. And finally, last but not least, is another Bark River. This is the Ketsuni, and it's got like a tanto edge to it, tanto finish to it, where the tip is higher than the spine. It looks really nice. It's got this cool little bolster here. It is actually also very practical, and it's got, I think this is walnut or maple, or maybe it's maple. Can't quite remember what the wood is, but it just feels really good in the hand. It's kind of heavier, and I thought it was going to be an impractical knife, a knife that I would just have for show, but it's also very practical, and it cuts really fine with this convex grind, very thick behind the edge, or thick on the spine, but also thin by the edge, even though it's a convex. I don't know. It works really well. CPM 154. I really like this knife. I love showing it to people. People always smile when they see this knife too. So yeah, I've got lots of practical knives. I've got way too many knives in my life. But sometimes I buy a knife not because it's practical or it serves a purpose. Sometimes I buy a knife because it just, something about it that makes it unique. And I think all of these knives represent that. All of these knives are not knives that are necessarily practical, and they're not knives I'm going to be carrying every day. In fact, I don't think any of them are, except for maybe the Micro Canadian. All of these knives are knives that are just showpieces, and I thought I would show them to you today, and hopefully you appreciated this video. So if you did like this video, if you could like, subscribe, and leave a comment, really super appreciate it. And if you want to get a chance to win a knife every single month, all you got to do is become a Patreon member for $3 a month. You too get a chance to win a knife every month. Link down below. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.